A few hours from now, you'll be locked inside your own house, in complete darkness, hugging your knees while something you can't see and don't want to see moves around outside. And the worst part? That won't even be the worst part of your day. I know, I'm impressed too. But hold on, let's go back to the beginning. Today you woke up, but you are an ordinary Egyptian, a hard-working citizen of ancient Egypt, a farmer, a family man, the kind of person who gets up before the sun, complains about the heat, and thinks the biggest problem in his life is the neighbor who never returns his tools. You open your eyes, stretch, and notice today is going to be a good day. The sky is clear, the Nile is out there shining like always, and you have a simple list of tasks. Irrigate the crops, feed the livestock, and maybe eat something decent with the family tonight. Simple, predictable, perfect. I already want to cry laughing. You step outside, walk to the river to get water, like you do every single day, and you freeze. The entire Nile is red. Not red like a sunrise reflection, red like blood. Actual blood. The metallic smell hits your nose and you take 2 steps back as dead fish float on the surface, like decorations nobody asked for. Your neighbor appears beside you, looks at the river, looks at you, and the two of you just stand there, as if the universe just told a joke that nobody understood. You try to get the water anyway, because let's be honest, you need to drink. But the taste, I won't even describe it. Imagine licking a copper coin that spent a week in the sun inside a pot of entrails. Now multiply that by 10. But fine, you take a deep breath. This is strange, sure, but it's not the end of the world. Probably a temporary thing. Maybe the gods are in a bad mood. It happens. You tell yourself, it can't get worse than this. I love when they say that. You head back home and barely cross the doorstep when you hear a sound that shouldn't exist in such absurd quantities. Croaking, hundreds, thousands, millions of frogs. They're everywhere. In your kitchen, in your bed, inside your grain jars. A fat, damp frog is sitting on your pillow, staring at you with a level of superiority that no amphibian should ever possess. You try to remove it, and 3 others jump on your face. Your wife screams from the other room that there's a frog inside the breakfast pot. Your kids are laughing, which is worse than crying, because it means they're finding this fun. You spend the next hour removing frogs from places frogs should never be. From your shoe, from inside your clothes. One was trying to enter your ear, which is a level of privacy invasion that no plague should be allowed. The entire floor is a green, viscous, pulsing, croaking mass. Every step is a biological gamble. You finally sit down, exhausted, and convince yourself, okay, blood in the river and frogs everywhere. Weird, but it can't get worse than this. It gets worse. You scratch your arm, then your neck, then your leg. Suddenly, all the dust around you, on the floor, in the corners, in the cracks, starts to move. It's not dust, it's lice. A living cloud of tiny, crawling, hungry things covering every centimeter of your skin. Your kids scream. Your wife screams. You scream. The livestock outside bellows. Even the frogs seem uncomfortable, which is impressive because frogs shouldn't have opinions about anything. The itching is so intense, you consider jumping into the Nile. But then you remember, the Nile is literally blood right now. And bathing in blood full of dead fish probably isn't going to help the dermatological situation. I, in your place, would already be reconsidering my citizenship choices. The morning isn't even over, and you've already dealt with a river of blood, a frog invasion, and a biblical lice infestation. But life goes on, right? You're Egyptian. Your people built the pyramids. You are resilient, strong, unshakable. Then come the flies. Not normal flies. Swarms so dense they darken the sky. They fly into your mouth when you try to speak, into your eyes when you try to see, into your ears when you try to ignore everything. The buzzing is so loud, so constant, so absolutely maddening that you start to feel your sanity being slowly drained by 2-millimeter insects. Your home becomes uninhabitable. The street is a living wall of wings and legs. Every breath is a calculated risk between oxygen and involuntary protein. You cover your face with a cloth and try to cross over to the pen to check on the livestock because you're still trying to maintain your routine, still pretending today is a normal day. The human capacity to deny reality is, honestly, the most fascinating thing I've ever witnessed. And speaking of the livestock, you reach the pen and freeze for the second time today. Half your animals are on the ground, dead. No warning, no apparent illness, nothing. The ox you raised from a calf, the one your daughter named, is lying on its side with open, empty eyes. The cows, the goats, the donkeys, all of them. The other half is dying. You kneel beside your ox and don't know whether you want to cry or scream. Your wife appears behind you. What are we going to do? You have no answer. For the first time today, the "it can't get worse" gets stuck in your throat, but you swallow it, stand up, and decide you're going to figure this out, somehow. If you're watching this tragedy unfold and thinking, "I want to see how this guy makes it to the end of the day," then do this. Subscribe to the channel. Seriously, because this plague right here, it's only the 5th one, and I am personally fascinated by what comes next. The sun now feels hostile. Not hot, hostile. As if the sky itself is angry. Your skin starts to burn. It's not sunburn, it's sores, boils, blisters that appear from nowhere, spread across your body and pulse with a dull, unrelenting pain. Your arms, your legs, your face. Your children cry out in pain, and you can't hold them because your own body is a landscape of open wounds. Every touch is agony. Every movement is a negotiation with pain. You look at your neighbors, and everyone looks the same. Hunched over, groaning, covered in boils. The entire street looks like a hospital with no doctors, no medicine, and no hope. That neighbor who never returns the tools, he's sitting on the ground, crying. And for the first time in your life, you feel sorry for him. Remember when the worst thing was a frog in your shoe? Good times. Then the sky darkens, but not like night. Clouds, black and dense clouds that accumulate at a speed that isn't natural. And from inside them, hail begins to fall. Not normal hail. Chunks of ice the size of fists mixed with fire. Fire and ice falling together, which defies everything you thought you knew about how weather works. Each impact on the ground sounds like thunder. Your crops, the ones that were going to feed your family for the next month, are destroyed in minutes. The roof of your house cracks, but you pull your family into the most protected corner and cover everyone with what's left of your dignity and some rugs. When the hail finally stops, you step outside and look at what's left, which is almost nothing. The ground is covered in melted ice, broken branches, and ash. Your crops are a carpet of destruction. You stand there, staring, and think, at least it's over. At least the sky has done what it had to do. I don't even need to say it, do I? The sound comes first. A deep, distant hum that grows like a wave. Locusts, a living cloud so vast it blocks out the entire sun. They descend like a curtain and devour absolutely everything. What the hail didn't destroy, the locusts eat. What the locusts don't eat, they simply trample. Leaves, bark, roots, grain remnants, everything. In half an hour, there is no food left in Egypt. Not for you, not for anyone. You watch your last grain reserve be consumed by an army of insects that doesn't care about your despair. Your daughter tugs your hand and asks, "Dad, are we going to eat today?" You lie. Of course you will, of course. And then comes the darkness. Not the darkness of night. Not the darkness of closing your eyes. A darkness so dense, so absolute, so physical that you can almost touch it. It descends over all of Egypt like a blanket of nothing. You can't see your hand in front of your face. You can't see your children beside you. You can't see anything. Nothing. The darkness lasts for hours. Hours that feel like days. You hear your family breathing, but you can't see them. You reach out and touch your son's face just to confirm he's still there. Nobody speaks. Nobody moves. The silence and darkness are so complete that you begin to question whether you're still alive or if this is already what comes after. Hold on to that silence. It will make sense in a little while. The darkness lifts, slowly, like someone opening the eyes of the world itself. The light returns, but it brings no relief. It brings fear, because you realize that during all that darkness, something changed. The air is different, heavier, colder, and in the streets, people look at each other with a kind of terror you've never seen before. Not the fear of frogs, of lice, or of locusts. It's the fear of something you can't fight, can't see, can't run from. And then you hear the screams, not screams of pain, screams of loss, coming from every house, every street, every direction. Mothers holding children, fathers on their knees. A sound that doesn't stop, that multiplies, that fills all of Egypt like a wave of pure despair. You run inside. Your children are there. They're fine. They're alive. You hold them so tightly your wounds cry out, but you don't care. Because outside, not everyone was that lucky. The 10th plague, the last one, the one that took the firstborns. You sit on the floor of your house, holding your family, and you finally understand. This was never about you. It was never about frogs in your shoe or blood in the river. It was about power, about stubbornness, about a pharaoh who looked at the impossible and said no. And you, the farmer, the ordinary citizen, the guy who just wanted to irrigate his crops, were the change nobody asked for. Night falls, for real this time. You lie down, but you don't sleep. You can't. Every sound is a threat. Every shadow is a warning. Your wounds moon's pulse. Your stomach is empty. Your crops no longer exist. Your animals are dead. And for the first time today, you don't say it can't get worse, because now you know. You know with an absolute icy certainty that it can, in fact, get worse. It always can, and it probably will. You close your eyes in the dark and wait. I close this day with a sincere observation. The lesson here isn't that the gods are cruel. It's that when your leader receives 10 consecutive warnings to do the right thing and ignores every single one, you're the one who pays the bill. The farmer, the nobody. It's always been that way. And honestly, I think some modern pharaohs should pay attention. And speaking of furious gods, tomorrow you'll wake up beside a goddess who, when she gets angry, doesn't send plagues. She comes down and handles it herself. And by handles it, I mean bathes Egypt in blood until the gods beg her to stop. If you thought today was bad, wait until you meet Sekhmet.